Happy Monday, folks. I hope your week is starting off wonderfully. I am going to just pull up my phone to make sure everything is live in the group so I can ensure you are all seeing this, as well as monitoring comments, just because it's easier for me to do that on my phone than in the live dashboard thing here on my laptop. So we are rolling. I am seeing the video. This is all good news. And I'm excited to be here with you all tonight. Today is Monday. Excuse my dog. You can hear her barking in the background. Today is Monday, and on Mondays we do Milky Mondays, where we dive into all things lactation and infant feeding. And as a way of introduction for those who are new to the group, my name is Jessie Sletton, and I am a postpartum empowerment coach. And I help moms exchange surviving for thriving through holistic recovery plans that are focused on healing, nourishing, and bonding. And I am also a certified lactation counselor, and so a part of my services that I offer include lactation support and education. And this is my passion project, this group, and I love being able to bring free, valuable training that is all based in evidence and research for you all. And so that is why I have introduced the Milky Mondays segment. I bring it every Monday, usually without fail, and I cover some of the most common myths, misconceptions, all of the things that can be out there when it comes to breast or chest feeding. And I want to address those and be able to bring you things that you can trust, resources that you can fall back on in these videos, and address some of the things that you might hear floating out in the world when it comes to lactation. And tonight's topic is a fun one. It is one of the most prevalent things that I feel like I hear when it comes to breastfeeding and the connection, or one of the advantages of breast or chest feeding, and that's its impact on weight loss. I don't know about you, maybe you can drop in the comments if you're watching live or the replay. Let me know, has this been something that you heard in your pregnancy or even post-pregnancy in your postpartum time frame? Oh, this is what I heard, okay, word for word. Oh man, the weight is just gonna melt off when you're breastfeeding. It's so wonderful. It's just gonna melt away, right? How many of you have heard that? Or some variation of that? So it's a very prevalent thing that we talk about. And so that kind of inspired me really to want to dive into the research. So what does the research really say when it comes to breast or chest feeding and weight loss and postpartum? Okay, so that's the topic I'm going to be tackling tonight. And there's really going to be three main things that we're going to be focusing on. And I'm going to go into how lactation can impact your metabolism and what that means for your nutrition. I'm also going to talk about what the research actually says about weight loss and breast and chest feeding. And then the last thing that I want to leave you with tonight is the most important things you should really truly be focused on when it comes to your diet, and more importantly, your mindset in postpartum when it comes to your nutrition and your weight and your weight loss and all of these things, okay? And your physical self-care. So we're going to dive into that at the end. So without further ado, I want to just dive right in. I want to encourage you to ask any questions that might pop up for you, or share any experiences you might feel called to share below. If there are questions, I will follow back up and answer those. If I do not see them, I have it pulled up on my phone, so hopefully I can see them coming in live. But if for some reason there's a lag or it's not showing me it while I'm here with you all live, I will catch those on the replay and be sure to respond to them in the comments. All right, and a real quick note as well, if you are looking for more support in your postpartum time frame or in your pregnancy in preparation for your postpartum time frame, I do offer one-on-one services, coaching services, and lactation is just one aspect of a very holistic approach to my support when it comes to postpartum care. And if that is something that you are really needing or interested in learning more about, I have posted my link below in the comments, or I will, and then I also posted it in the description above. And you can schedule a free 30-minute strategy call with me. I always make sure that you leave that call feeling prepared and confident, whether that means we're working together one-on-one or not. So we talk about where you are in your perinatal time frame, and we cover things like your nutrition. We cover your experiences that you've already had, whether it be your birth experience, your lactation experience, and any of the fears or worries that you have going into your current birth. And we talk about those things. We try to identify the gaps in your support systems and where I believe that my services could fill in those gaps, and where we could work together on creating an empowering postpartum plan where your healing and your self-care are at the center, so that you can show up better and more present in your postpartum time frame with your little ones and your family. So just a quick side note there. I want to always make sure you know that that's a resource available to you. So let's dive in. All right, so we're going to be covering, first and foremost, how does lactation impact your actual metabolism and what that really means. Okay, so we're going to just look at the numbers, and then we're going to talk about how that actually plays out in real life and what we're seeing in the research. Okay, so many of you may or may not have heard that the research does support that when we exclusively breast or chest feed, those parents tend to burn on average about 500 additional calories per day, just due to the process of producing milk. Okay, so that's a 500 calorie deficit a day. So this would be, I like to kind of think about this in equivalences. So if you're thinking about that, that would really be comparatively to 25 to 30, well, I'd say about 45 to 60 minutes of kind of a medium intensity exercise, okay? Or if you were to think about it in a deficit standpoint as well, it would be equivalent to maybe cutting out a meal, like one full meal a day, okay? So that's the numbers, that 500. And research does support that if that's something that you have heard. So with the deficit of those 500 calories per day, theoretically, right, that could mean that on average, you could lose 1 pound per week, so up to 4 pounds per month, if you gain the recommended 25 to 35 pounds during your pregnancy. Okay, so if we just strictly look at the extra calories burned from lactation, that means that theoretically you could lose the weight gained within your pregnancy 6 to 9 months postpartum. Okay, so this is very specific and generalized at the same time. That makes sense. Okay, so this is if you gained those recommended pounds during pregnancy, and if we just kind of look at it just in that lens. Okay, so if we're just playing around with the numbers here, you know, it would seem that at first glance, yes, that breast and chest feeding could provide an advantage when it comes to postpartum weight loss, okay? But let's really take a closer look at the research and see what it's actually uncovering, okay? So there's been several research studies that have been done on this topic, and many of them have been very solid research studies, very reputable and good data, okay? And they indeed have found a correlation between lactation and weight loss. But if you look at the actual data that these studies have come up with, you'll find that although they found a connection, the results weren't very significant when it comes to like playing it out in real life, okay? And I'll go into a little bit detail of what I mean by that. So for one particular study, if we look at it, it was a study done with women who breastfed exclusively for at least 3 months post-birth, they found that those women lost 3.2 pounds more in the first year than those who formula fed or supplemented with formula. Okay. They also found that the women were 6% more likely to return or dip below their pre-pregnancy weight than those who did not exclusively breastfeed or chest feed. Okay. Did you catch that? 3.2 pounds. That's it. And an increase of 6%. Okay. So these are not large numbers. Yes, they are showing that there is a positive correlation. But when we look at that in the real world, right, 3.2 pounds difference is not that much. Okay. I feel like I could eat a cheeseburger and drink a lot of water in one day and maybe fluctuate 3.2 pounds. Okay. You get what I'm saying? So yes, the research does in some cases support this, but it's not really that significant. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to point out was that there are other studies that have found no correlation whatsoever between exclusively breast or chest feeding and weight loss. Okay, so even though there are some studies that are showing these positive correlations that are small numbers, there are other studies that are showing no correlation at all. So really the research is saying that more needs to be done. As always, that's the way it goes with scientific discoveries, right? There is always more research to be done to really kind of pan out some of these things. But what we know today is that although it could be a positive correlation, it is not that significant in real life, in these real life numbers. Okay, and some research is showing that the longer that you are exclusively breastfeeding, the stronger the correlation. Okay, I do want to point that out. So for parents who are exclusively breastfeeding for a longer duration, it does seem to be showing in the research that overall their body weight or their BMIs are lower than those who formula feed or supplement with formula as well. But again, those numbers still are not that significant. Okay, so I want to point that out. So what does this really mean? What do I want you to take away from this training? My biggest thing that I am hoping that I can stress for you all in this training is that what we really should be focusing on in the postpartum time frame is nourishing our bodies, okay? And it's so important for us to really try to resist that pressure that is put onto us from society, from within ourselves, whatever that source may be. But there's this pressure to lose the baby weight, to get our bodies back, to bounce back, all of these really damaging concepts and, you know, just expectations that our culture has on birthing people to just resume life in this body that has been forever changed as if nothing happened is just so unrealistic, okay? One thing I always like to think about is it took you 9 months to grow a human, and your body, not just weight from the, you know, baby themselves, but your body like had huge fluctuations in fluids, like your, you know, blood volume increases drastically. You grow a whole entire new organ to support the life of your baby inside you, the placenta. Okay, there's all these crazy, crazy things that our body has miraculously done to bring you the miracle that you have, your sweet, precious baby, okay? And so it's going to take 9+ months for you to transition back into a postpartum body that is also still, if you are choosing to breast or chest feed, still sustaining your baby's life, right? So I really want you to just take that pressure off of yourself and to really refocus on nourishing your body so that you can heal deeply and properly, and that you can support your milk supply, and that you can help your hormones balance and to get better sleep. Okay, sleep deprivation is also one of the big things in the research that we see can contribute to weight gain. And that is rampant in the postpartum time frame, right? We don't get a whole lot of good quality sleep when we are having a newborn to care for, right? Especially if we are breast or chest feeding, because we are up with them quite a bit. And there is no usually, help with another caregiver to, give a bottle or whatever that might look like. Sometimes you can work that into your schedule, and that's one of the things that you can work on to try to maximize your sleep, right? But getting in adequate amount of rest, even if it's not full-fledged sleeping, is so crucial to help you with maintaining a healthy weight and a healthy body and healthy mind and all of those things, right? So really what I want you to try to focus on is shifting that mindset away from, bouncing back, losing the baby weight, all this stuff. I want you to really try to find pieces of appreciation for what your body has done, and to give yourself some grace with transitioning through that time frame. Okay? And understanding that your body has changed on a cellular level. Every single cell within your body has changed from your pregnancy. Okay? So that's really something that I wanted to leave you with and encourage you with. And of course, the nutrition that you can focus in on are really those things that we talk about all the time in this group, is making sure you're choosing and including foods that are really nutrient dense, so meaning high in fats, good quality fats and protein, minerals and vitamins, okay? Your body is super depleted from your pregnancy, and you are healing and needing a ton of resources to heal your birthing wounds and to kind of bring everything back into a non-pregnant state, right? And so the more that you can replenish your nutrient stores and to encourage healing within your body and all of these things through your nutrition, the more you will feel supported and holistically well, including your mental and emotional well-being, okay? It is all so connected. And you will also find that your sleep is better as well. So those are the things that you should really be focusing on when it comes to nourishing your body in postpartum. And there's so much more that we talk about in this group, and I'm sure I will be doing many more trainings on the nutrition side of things as well. But that was my biggest one. Make sure you're eating enough. Make sure you are eating and including and incorporating those nutrient-dense foods, and really just give yourself some grace, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, or whoever else has joined us tonight, all of my amazing, beautiful people in this group, thank you so much for tuning in if you tuned in live. I didn't see any comments come through. I'm hoping I didn't miss them, but I do not see any. So if I did, I promise I will circle back around and acknowledge and answer any questions you may have. And I look forward to seeing you all on Friday for Free Coaching Friday. And also just a quick reminder that we still have our giveaway going on during the recording of this video. It's October 18th. So our giveaway in the group, this will also be posted on YouTube, but in our group, we are running the giveaway through Wednesday evening, and I will draw the winner for the Amazon gift card on a Thursday morning. It happens to be my birthday, and I thought, what better way to celebrate than to gift you something and to thank you all for being a part of this amazing community. All right, everyone, I'm going to give you back your Monday evening. I hope you have a great night, and we will see you all very soon.